Hello, and welcome back to another Minecraft video. So today, you're probably expecting me to start my build on my base, but I actually am not going to be doing that today because I don't have the blocks to build it. So I'm going to be making a farm to get those blocks. And the type of farm that I'm going to be making is actually a guardian farm. Uh, so the Guardian Farm, I'm going to make it at this ocean monument right here. I didn't even realize there was one this close to my base before, but there's one right here. So I'm going to use this to make the uh, farm for Guardians. It'll also act as a new XP farm, and it's much closer to my base than the end, so that'll work really nice. But I don't actually have any of the stuff to build the farm, so I gotta collect all that, and then I'll start working on the farm. And I know most people, when they make Guardian farms, they drain the whole monument and stuff, but I'm not going to do that. I'm going to make a much simpler farm that involves using the bounding boxes of the player movement, or of the player, where stuff can spawn, so that it will just cut off a small corner of this and send them to the nether, and then send them back to the overworld where I will kill them. So it should work very effectively, and I also shouldn't have to worry about draining the whole monument, which would take forever. So I'm going to get started on getting the materials for this project, and I will come back once I have those materials and I've started a little bit of the farm. I may have gotten a little bit carried away. I finished the entire Guardian farm, and it works amazing. So basically, like I had said before, all the Guardians spawn down here on this platform, or they spawn actually below the platform, and then Soul Sand pushes them up into the scaffolding where they jump around and jump into the portals, and then they go into the nether, and inside the nether they have to wait 15 seconds before they go into a new portal, and once they're in that new portal, they wait the 15 seconds with a hopper timer, and they come out this portal and all land down here, and then you can just kill them all with one swoop. Uh, then once you kill them, obviously they drop a lot of XP because Guardians have larger XP pearls than most other mobs, which makes this farm a great XP farm. But the reason that I actually made it wasn't for the XP, it was for all the different drops. So I don't need the fish, and I'm going to come up with a solution for that. That's why I have all these shulker boxes. But I started building a platform, and then I realized that I probably want to change how this farm works, like the whole sorting system works entirely, because I want to add in item sorters for the, what is it called? The Prismarine shards and the crystals. So I want to add in those sorters, and then I also want to add in a disposal for the fish. I'm not sure if I want to just throw it off the side or if I want to put it into lava, but I'm going to work on that sorting system now. And once I have it done, I'll show you guys what I came up with to sort all the items and get rid of the fish that I don't want, because there's also like pufferfish and salmon coming through here that must be spawning down there and going through the portals, which I think is really funny. But yeah, I got to come up with a solution to sort all these items. I'm also losing a few items back here, which I'm not sure about. It looks like they're dying from a fall onto those. Which is weird because they shouldn't die from that fall unless they're coming through the portal at a higher height. So I might just take those out or something, because I don't want them to die on impact. I want to get that XP. Or I might actually just change it to a fully automatic farm that involves fall damage. I'm not exactly sure I'm going to do it yet. I'll come back though once I come up with a solution for these items and how I want the farm to actually function. I completed the sorting system, and I built a little structure around the farm here so that it looks nice. The sorting system works with 6 sorters right here, all sorting out the Prismarine shards, and 6 sorters here sorting out the Prismarine crystals, and the same thing mirrored on the other side. And then I just have chests to store stuff. I've been AFKing here for a long time, as you can see, and Guardians actually hurt you when you hit them, so the AFKing process is a little bit more tedious, especially since I kill them with my sword to get them more drops and the XP. And it uses, so basically I have a macro that attacks like 5 times, and then it eats a golden carrot, so all my health regens and all my tools get replenished and everything. And that's why this trapdoor is here, so that I'm actually close enough to pick up the XP while I'm farming them. So they used to be one hit, but I actually changed that because I was losing drops because they were one hit. So now I fixed that, and it gives me all the drops. I don't lose any now, and but I have to hit them multiple times. the structure that I built up around the farm is all made of prismarine and sea lanterns, just because that's what I had on hand, and I wanted to try building with them because I plan on using them in my mega base on the platform over there. Uh, also, I found out that dark prismarine is not easy to get. I think I'm going to have to build a squid farm in the future, but I'm not going to do that right now because I don't have a big need for dark prismarine right now. I do really like how it looks, but I'm just not going to be using it real soon, and I have other farms that are more important for me to make soon. So now that this Prismarine farm is done, I'm actually going to start work on another farm, which I have already started. I started it a long time ago, but I just never finished it because I didn't have a good design for it. And I actually came up with a design in a creative test world, and the farm that I'm going to be creating is my Basalt Farm that's going right in here, and will blow up over this obsidian platform and go straight into my water pipe. I already have the whole thing set up for it. I just have to actually make the farm now. And after working in my creative test world for a while, I think I have a design that should work very well for what I'm trying to do. Um, a lot of these torches might get blown up. Hopefully they don't. But yeah, I already have the copper piping ready right there to go, so I shouldn't have to worry too much about actually connecting it to my water streams or anything. So I'm going to get started on that, and I'll show you guys the design once I have a little bit of it built. I have the Basalt Farm started, and this is the basic idea of it. There is lava here, and then there's two more blocks of lava farther down. Each place where there's a basalt, there's a lava that's flowing into this blue ice with soil underneath it, which creates the basalt. And then I have a piston behind each piece of basalt that's going to push it forward, and then one tick later this whole row will push forward, making a line of basalt going out toward this blast chamber kind of thing. And then I'm going to have a TNT duper up here that'll drop the TNT right on these two obsidian here, which will in turn blow up the basalt as it comes out. So I have 3 on that side and 2 on this side, making a total of 5 basalt in a line. And I'm going to use etho timers that have the pistons and the redstone block to make the timings almost perfectly like exact on what they need to be for the TNT duper that's going up here, and these pistons, so that it always creates a basalt and I don't have to worry about it like sometimes creating basalt and sometimes not before the piston pushes. It will always create one before it pushes, creating a very nice line of basalt going out, getting ready to be blown up. So I actually designed this myself. I took the basic concepts like the etho hopper clock and the basalt generation from other areas, but I put them all together to make my own design, and I really like that. This is like the first redstone kind of machine that I've actually designed myself, and it might look very similar to ones online. I don't even know. I never really looked up an actual basalt farm that uses redstone and TNT like this. I've seen tree farms with the TNT dupers and stuff, but I've never seen a basalt farm that really uses it like this. So I just have to do the redstone and the timings with the pistons and stuff and get that TNT duper in there, and then I'll be ready to go. Now the redstone is finished and the farm is functional. So I have a start switch right down here that you just flip, and then it activates this hopper clock and the hopper clock up there. And there's 3 blocks in here, which is the perfect timing for these basalt paths. And there are 7 blocks up there, which is the perfect time in between TNT drops, so that it won't blow another one away and hit something else. So I'll show you how it works. You turn this off, and like I had said, all the basalt gets pushed into the middle and then gets pushed out in a straight line. And once it's in that straight line, it blows up out here. I'm sorry if this is very loud. I'm not trying to turn it down. Okay, hopefully that's better. But yeah, the TNT blows up the basalt, and then it drops into this collection chamber, which I conveniently put right over my copper piping, so it just drops into there and goes straight to my collection system, or my sorting system. So overall, the farm works great. with this farm and the Prismarine Farm, I think you guys can see kind of where I'm going with my mega build. I want to build it with basalt kind of frame and designing with a lot of Prismarine for pop of color. So I have these two farms that I've made now, and now I think I'm ready to hopefully start my mega build in the next episode. I might have to collect a lot more other blocks that are just going to be like design element blocks. I might have to do a lot of deep slate mining because I think deep slate goes really well with the basalt. But other than that, this episode is done with the two farms. So I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you next time.